Hello, welcome to STH English. Trump is having a time of his life, as they say, ball of a time. He was a man who was under tremendous domestic pressure. He was a man who was criticized for creating and driving divisions within America. Now he's strutting about the globe, moving around different capitals, talking about everything under the sun, insulting people, slighting people, praising people, and talking about himself as if he is the eye in the sky looking at everything. He is the mover and shaker of the world. And frankly speaking, Trump is the mover and shaker of the world. For a very long time, we used to believe and we were told that the world really is driven by economic interests. And if you are economically strong, you are going to have the final say as far as global affairs are concerned. For decades on end, and for right reasons, we were told that, for instance, China is a great model to follow. Chinese have been able to keep their heads down, develop their economy, deal with the difficult issues through technology advancement, through HR development, through economic expansion, by building not just the bombs, which they have plenty, but really their economic muscle. So if you are economically muscular, you will be able to push your way through without having to really worry about anybody else who stands in the way with guns blazing. That model, frankly, has been cracked open by Trump. It is open to interpretation now whether it's the bombs or the economic muscle that cause the shots. Chinese are still a formidable actor on the global stage. They still control the global produce. They still use much of the globally produced energy. And they are both the market as well as a provider of billions and billions worth of goods and services that make the global trade go. But at the same time, Chinese have been overshadowed by the new Trump model. China, the economic giant, had to be taken seriously by Trump. Trump said, I don't have to take you that seriously. So he announces his tariff bombshell. And initially it looked as if he was on the losing end of it, but considering how he has been able to maneuver his tariff bomb to his advantage, one has to say that he had something going for him, either by circumstances or by planning, but he has been able to pull it off in more ways than one. He has used tariff or the rhetoric around tariff to his advantage, and Chinese are not really more powerful, more empowered after the Trump's tariff attack. You could argue that Trump also lost something in the process, but we thought that Chinese will have a decisive advantage as far as trade is concerned. Trump seems to be diluting that argument. The next point is even more important. Trump dominates stage. He is at the center of all conflicts, be that India-Pakistan conflict, be that Israel-Iran conflict, be that Africa, DRC and Rwanda peace deal, be that Ukraine, be that Central European affairs. He's everywhere. And he's everywhere not because he's a man of peace. He's everywhere because he is dropping bombs. So there you go. The debate in the world right now is how much of damage Trump has caused to the Iranian nuclear facilities. Some who are arguing that the damage is not as decisive as to be called obliteration. Others are saying that it's total obliteration. Even Iranians have jumped into the fray, first by saying that the damage isn't extensive and now admitting that the damage is extensive. The missing point in this entire debate is quite amazing, and that missing point tells you how the world has changed on Trump's watch because of Trump. The missing point in all of this is that America had no right to strike inside Iran. America violated Iran's sovereignty. America encouraged Israel to strike inside Iran. America tried to break apart a country's political system. America and Trump spoke about regime change. America and Israel did everything that they were not supposed to be doing according to the rules of the game that countries like China try to abide by. And there you have it. They violated all the rules, and they're also at the center of the stage. They violated all the rules, and now they're saying we are going to create our new rules of peace. What's happening in Gaza is also another classic case in point. Trump encouraged Netanyahu to completely demolish and obliterate. If there is a word obliterate that needs to be used, it is what Israel did to the Gazans. Obliterate this civilization, flatten it to the ground, break it apart, turn it into pieces, and create a monumental human tragedy. 70,000 people killed, 400 only recently who gathered around the 8 points that Israel created because it was not letting the UN aid distribution networks to operate there. So 70,000 people killed, nearly 25 to 30,000 either injured or dead happen to be children. An entire civilization represented by 2 million people turned into homeless, hopeless, foodless, shelterless people because of the bombing that took place. All international condemnation, whatever it was worth, fell into the dark hole of Trump and Netanyahu alliance. And now the same Trump has come up with a peace plan in Gaza, saying that, well, we have done enough killing, like he said, done enough bombing in Iran, it's time for peace. He's also talking about time for peace in Gaza as well, and talking about, having the thoughts of handing over the custody of Gaza territory to 4 neighboring countries, creating some sort of a mandate system that was in vogue under the League of Nations, also talking about settling these people in other countries, and moving around in the world as if the human tragedy and the international law tragedy that he created did not really matter. And frankly, it looks as if international law and old global order and economic strength does not matter. Trump, the bomb dropper, Netanyahu, the slayer of Gaza and Palestinians, happen to be at the center of the global stage talking about peace. They cannot be a more severe indictment of the old global order and the argument that most of us, and including myself, used to believe that your economic muscle is going to save the day for you. Trump is telling the Chinese, Trump is telling the rest of the world, Netanyahu is telling the regional allies, it's not the economy. It's actually the bomb that saves you. In North Korea, which happens to be economically impoverished country, they would not be regretting having a nuclear bomb. There was a time when we used to say that, look at South Korea, look at Japan. They are such a beautiful contrast to this impoverished, degraded country that North Korea has become. But you know what? In South Korea and Japan, they're seriously thinking of having a bomb because they think North Korea is actually better off than us because they may not have the economy, they have the bomb to save themselves. So the Trump ideology that promotes bombing, breaking down the law, taking over other people's land, encouraging little rogues to become bigger rogues, seems to be dominating the global stage. And frankly, the old argument that if you have the economic muscle, you will be a powerful state doesn't seem to be holding much water.